Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show because we hope that having a wonderful day on this amazing, and I do mean amazing, 7th September 2025. As you can see, it's kind of rainy behind me. So we're gonna have some rain today. But for now, what we're gonna do, my dear friend, is we are gonna be recapping some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Super excited because we got not one, not two, but 5 episodes to do. So this is kind of cool. After this, we're possibly gonna be doing some Road to Ring. But for now, you don't have to worry about that. Episode number 12, the Pontiac Bandit, which is this is so freaking cool because I'm sorry, dude. I love you, but not right now. The Pontiac Bandit is possibly the nicest thing. Jake Peralta being the main police cops observed having a nemesis is kind of cool, and nemesis being the Pontiac Bandits is even cooler. Now, this is kind of cool because Judge Judy, which is played by, I don't know his name, I'm so sorry, but he used to play in The Office and in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so he's the only character that did 2 shows. Now, the cool thing with the Pontiac Bandit is that he's back and forth, right? So, but yeah, he's a really cool character. He's a really cool character because him and Jake's are super similar. So it's like they're meant to be friends, but there are nemesis. Nonetheless, they would have been friends. So the opening scene here is Charles, the hero, getting shot in the ass and having a cast and being super clumsy than usual. So dropping chocolate, dropping coffee, dropping mugs, and of course you drop the hot coffee in his cast. And the whole thing is finished by Gina being a sweetheart and pouring down. My apologies. It's a very different. Pouring down. Pour me another. It holds me like no others. One more drink, then I swear that I'm going home. Truth is, I don't really have a place to go. So pour me another. One more drink, then I'm going home. Going on too long, tell you how it goes. We just did a mashup between Pour Me and Bullets. My feet are dangling off the edge. The bottom of the bottle is my only friend. Think I'm gone too long. Yeah, I'm gone again. It's going on too long, tell you how to stand. I'm sitting on the edge with my two best friends. Once a bottle of gin and once you're doing the same thing. Why are not working? Sorry guys. Sorry, this is bad news. Every single 4 gigs, it stops. I don't know why. What is going on with this one? I don't know why. And it's pissing me off. Now, officially rating. We've been getting droplets here and there, but now I can promise you, Inky on the mission to tell you that it's raining pretty freaking hard. So back here, this is the cold open. It's okay. Cold open. I actually love Charles Boyles, but this is un poco mucho. Doug Judy, which is super cool because again the actor, I prefer him and Pineapple Express, to be honest. Possibly my favorite role from him. Yeah, possibly. Super popular. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, bro. Sorry, my apologies. I feel like an asshole because I say, oh, I like this guy, but I don't know his name, which possibly means that I don't like this guy that much. To be or not to be? That is the question. So, as I was saying before, I went off on a rant in my own head. I'm such in a good mood today. Kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to stop in like 20 minutes. Shit. It's okay. We're doing 5 episodes, no matter what. Like no other. So, we know that he's involved with the Pontiac Bandit, and the Pontiac Bandit is kind of, again, the nemesis. This is super cool. This is super cool because Rosa and Jake went to the academy together, and this is an episode where there's this bromance going on. Now, I'm going to say something that's extremely controversial. I'm not talking about the actress, I'm talking about the character of Rosa. Rosa is kind of like one of the bros. So, the bromance is possible in this case. So, Boyle's come in, and Boyle's come in as a hero. So because he is a hero, he's been treated as a hero, which is kind of cool because you want Charles to be in the best position possible. However, I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna delete X recorder. Oh, I made a mistake. If I delete the X recorder, that's bad. That's bad. I'm gonna have to delete something though, because I'm not gonna do this every single day. Fuck that. I have to figure out something, because I'm not gonna delete. They're gonna tell me every 27 minutes. Oh, check your phone. You have to restart recording again. No. So Charles is super annoying because he's a hero. He has a special right, which is being in charge of what we're eating, which is again, he's known for the knowledge of food. This is pretty good. Jake and Rosa are it's super cool. It's super cool. Jake and Rosa are asking Judge Judy a bunch of questions. There is instances where you think that I'm pretty sure that Rosa knows that Judge Judy is full of shit. But they have a pact when they're saying 1,000 push-up, where it means trust me. You got Olt, who has 2 puppies, and he wants people in the crew to get the 2 puppy story is not that good. But it's okay, so it's not that good because it's not that purposeful, but it's actually pretty good because it shows that Old will manipulate his way to get the victory, which is kind of freaking good. Like for example, with the last one, with the old guard, right? Amy was protecting Jake's secret, but Old manipulated her, and this is one of my favorite scenes ever because Amy's like, I don't let you manipulating me, and Old is smiling, and you can see that he's smiling, and said that I love it. So it was really cool. That was my absolutely favorite moments. I have to do this. You're gonna hear clicking a lot because we're working pretty freaking hard. If you can tell, not to brag or anything, but please let me brag a little bit. My sanctuary now, where fears and lies. So he has the 2 puppies and he's trying to find them at home. The first that he asks is Amy, because again she's a sucker, and Amy is definitely allergic to dog, which is super important because this will be again a case, and about I think it's 4 episode, the birthday party. This will also be the case, right? So
why stop there? Want to tell you're an astronaut?
Judge Judy is under arrest, and he goes to see the mom. I don't remember why to see the mom though, but he goes to see the mom, right? And it's kind of funny because once again, it's Judge being in control. So he tells her mom that Rosa is his girlfriend, which is not true. He tells Jake is a homeless guy that he saved. So this is kind of funny. And once again, it's Judge just making complete complete nonsense of the team. It's actually a kind of sweet moment because the actor is so good. You know, Charles is doing some disgusting shit. So then Gina taps out, and she's like, "This is a no Boyle zone." So at the end, he pushes everybody away because he's so much, right? And it requires so much attention. But the funny thing is, Gina is live tweeting it, and there you go. And when they talk about when she live tweeting it, there's a really nice moment where Old said she ruined Downton Abbey for me. So why is it a good moment? Is because back in the days, Downton Abbey was their show to watch. So the fact that there's a mention here is pretty fucking cool. Pretty fucking cool. Next on the list we have Jake, who's wearing the suit of his of Judge dead mother. Why is that so cool? Because again, he looks like a badass, but it's really Andy Samberg. It's really the character. You can tell you love what he's doing right now. You love Jake Peralta, and this is good. This is really good. We see Gina. She tells that she's abandoning. This is super cool because people are judging her. It's like, yo, Boyles need you, and you don't care. But then at the same time, they're gonna wait a little bit. They're gonna be hard to break, but they're gonna break nonetheless. So this is also meaningful. Good. So we see the meetup of Judge Judy, which is actually his co-worker, which is super cool. Rosa tells Jake that she thinks that Judge is a part-time bandit. She doesn't trust him. So what she does is what should I call it? She does 1,000 push-up, which means trust me. And Jake is I'm sorry, I'm raising you 2,000 push-up. And she's like, it hurts my feeling because you were supposed to say that you believe me, but you don't believe me. So the story behind the talent push-up is they hated drills so much that they had drills to consequences if they were wrong. So this is kind of cool. And think about it. Next on the list, we have Judge who's asking what's exactly there. For example, a chopper, a police car, which is kind of funny because it doesn't really work. They go into surveillance just to realize that Judge wasn't it. That the guy that he painted or he asked his homie to draw, because all of his homie gave the same description, which was his barber. So they arrested barber, but it's not the barber. The guy is Judge Judy. However, Judge Judy goes out. It's kind of cool because they're constantly flirting with Rosa, and Rosa not into it. So Old is like, yo, I cannot believe you guys, because he find people that are chilling in a place where there's no Boyle, and Boyle also realize it, and he's like, okay, well, guess what? You should all be ashamed. This guy is a hero, and you don't treat him as a hero. And then the captain realized that possibly what he needs is affection or attention, and that two puppies are the perfect gift for him. So this is how the episode ends, by the way. Pretty good episode. Pontiac Bandit, baby. We got the bet. Which is super important. Season 1, episode 13. So we got the opening scene, which is Charles receiving a medal for his work, but so does a Sergeant Butterscotch. Sergeant Butterscotch is what? Sergeant Butterscotch is a horse who is getting the same honor as Charles. And the funny thing in the show, I don't care how it's presented. The funniest thing is the horse outrank him. So again, you feel bad for Charles because he's such a good dude, but again, he's such a loser. I'm sorry, boy. I love you, dude. I really do. But oh my god, dude, get over here. I'm gonna die here, so let's raise a little bit. I look around me, and all I seem to see, people going nowhere, expecting sympathy. Life is what happened while you're busy making your excuses. Another day, another casualty, but that won't happen to me. Whoa, whoa. So this is super cool. They put a scene where Scully doesn't know what the bet is. So this is a really good opportunity because okay, so the bet is ending that day. So by putting Scully in a position of doesn't know what the bet is, it's a really good opportunity to repost the whole thing. So why is that important? Because the bet was mentioned multiple times, right? So we know what the bet is. However, you have to realize that there's a different identity of the show. Chopper, a police chopper for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It cost me a fortune, but I did it. You have to realize something. This show was on cable. So, for example, if you miss a week, well, guess what? If this was your first time watching the show, well, you don't know what the bet is. So, reestablishing what is the bet is actually super cool. Couple minutes left. Amy has a culprit. However, Jake takes down a prostitution ring, which gets him 10 arrests, which is, again, kind of creepy. Alfred Gen number level 8. We're getting stronger by the minute, stronger by the second. What you think about that, Papa? My daddy issues are coming out. Okay, cool. So we get the exact moment they made the bet, which is cool because we didn't get that moment yet. So technically speaking, where that moment would have been was in the pilot because it's the first time they mentioned it. But the pilot is trying to sell the show, so maybe they thought it wasn't as interesting enough to sell the show. I thought it was pretty cool. If you know that information, I think it's pretty cool. Which is really cool. Also invite everybody to get some drink to celebrate Charles, and then Gina make fun of Charles because she's a bully, but I love that bully. I'm getting so much dumb vibe from Gina, so much dumb vibes, and the reality is I don't know the actress, so I don't know if that's the character or her. And she asked if Sergeant Peanut Butter, something like that, is gonna be there. To me, it was pretty interesting because again, it's a horse. I thought it was funny. There you go. Boyle, because he's on fame med, he is brutally honest, which means that he goes around and tell everybody their reality. And this is cool because Boyle's a textbook people pleaser. Not my word, his word. The fact that he's finally telling what it is kind of cool because Boyle suffer from I'm a wussy because I don't talk about my true feelings, syndromes, and this is the proof that no, Charles Boyle is a badass, and he should be treated as much. So there's a really cool scene where Boyles is in the elevator with Holt. Why is that a cool scene? Because he pretended like he has a text message, and then he said bloop. But the reality is Holt will use the same thing. So it's super cool. See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about Holt becoming something. Jake used the word bup as a no, and Holt is using it. Charles used the blurb as a fact of getting a text, and then Holt uses it. So that's super cool. That's super cool because this small into what it were, right? Again, Jake's win the bet, so there's all celebration. And Jake takes the ring and said, "Hey, you're gonna have a date with me." Super cool moment where Amy comes out in a dress. There's mention of a bat mitzvah because Jake is Jewish. I think Andy Sandberg is Jewish. I'm pretty sure he is. So the bat mitzvah. So why is that cool? It's cool because you want. Okay, it's cool because let's put it like that. Yeah, let's put it like that. It's cool because you take real life things about the characters and you put them in, right? Michael Scott, the actor behind him, which is Steve Carell, is actually a pretty good hockey player. So the fact that you put this in minutes to midnight, it's amazing. So you put something from the real life of Andy Samberg and you put it in the character of Jake Peralta. And how can I say? I don't want to be offensive, but if you look, and again, I'm not trying to be an asshole. But Jake, Andy Samberg, was possibly the most popular of the crew. I think Terry was super popular, but Andy was just more popular because this was the height of Lonely Island, right? So he was kind of not used to sell the show, but it was like, yo, you want to see Andy Samberg? And that was pretty cool. Now, there's going to be a moment in this show that is so freaking cool. Adam Sandler is going to be a guest, does a cameo. Why is that cool? Because Adam Sandler doing a cameo is directly a relationship between Andy Samberg and him because they did a movie together, which is That's My Boy. And I really like the cameo, right? I really liked it. This is a superstar. So we have Holt meeting Terry Crews' wife, and he actually reveals that Terry was on the. And this is super cool. This is very cool because you can kind of tell that Terry's wife is very independent in the relationship, right? So Terry comes in and he tells his wife like, "Listen, honey, I wasn't supposed to be on the field." But Holt is like, "No, he was supposed to be on the field." Holt, time and time again, goes in and says, "Hey, thank you so much for what you've done." Time and time again, he undone the lie that Terry does. Now, in a perfect world, you don't like to your wife, possibly. But hey, it's not a perfect world. So, and it's just funny. Charles is looking for Rosa because he wants to tell her the truth. Now, Rosa's afraid because he saves her life, doesn't want to rebuke her. But that's kind of funny. This is super cool. Charles, which is doing the truth bomb, tells Jake the truth. The reason why he's bullying Amy so much is possibly because he likes her. And this is kind of the revelation that there's something between Amy and Jake. Now, this episode acts as the beginning of the romance. See, and this is great because you kind of see that they have chemistry. You kind of see that they're having something together. But this is the real beginning of the relationship. This is the real beginning because they're gonna end up together. The second one is the second episode of The Vulture, and Amy is joining another squad, and Jake does a letter of recommendation. It's like she's nice, she's cool, so Amy is basking in it. Charles does his, and Charles' truth bombs are cool. He talks about school. He's like, "I'm afraid I'm gonna become like you." And the school's like, "What?" So it's really funny. It's really funny. So he wants to meet Rosa. The secret they want to tell Rosa is that he didn't save her. He saved the police officer. He didn't know that it was her. So she doesn't have to feel like she owes him anything because she doesn't. He just came in and said, "Okay, well, there's this police officer I can save. I'm gonna save her." So that was really meaningful. That was really meaningful because Rosa possibly thought that she owed something to Charles, but Charles is telling her, "Hey, you don't owe me shit. You don't owe me shit." And this is super cool because he tells her, I don't want you to like me because I saved you. I want you to like me for who I am. And it's not going to take some time, but it's going to happen. Spoiler, it doesn't happen. But, I know in the Bible, it could have. Terry is telling his wife, like, listen, it's stronger than me. The 99 is my family. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect how I feel about it. This is super important to me. There's a really cool scene where Amy and Jake, and this is kind of what I want to focus on because this is amazing. First of all, the actor have chemistry. Second of all, you really believe it. You really, really believe it. Again, I would be very curious to see if something, or to hear some gossip, if something happened between the actors filming the show, right? Which is kind of important. Fun fact, Dexter. Deb, which is the sister of Dexter, and Dexter got married filming Dexter, had a relationship on set, divorced, and were professional enough to make us believe that they didn't marry and they didn't divorce, which is amazing. So she's like, why is this car mean so much? Because it's a piece of trash. And Jake is like, yo, this is why I have it. That it's because of that car, right? That car has been a financial terrible choice. So Amy is like, why do you like it so much? What's special about this car? And Jake tells her the truth. Jake tells her that his first arrest happened on top of that car. And because it happened on top of that car, it means a lot to him. And because it means a lot to him, this is why this car is so important or so valuable emotionally to him. And it's just a great moment because at issue you don't really know why you like it so much. He goes in. Mention of Breaking Bad, which is super cool. Because again, it's the timing of it. Boyles comes in and saves the day. And a true bomb saves the day. So the true bomb is like, yo, you're both wrong. You shouldn't lie to your wife, but at the same time, he should be able to protect his team if that's what he wants to do. He loves us and he has a mission and you're gonna do it. And you have to enable him to do the mission. This is what he feels like doing. If this is what he feels like is right, then allow him to do what he feels is right. And here, Boyles is entirely right. You got more of Amy and Jake. And it's actually a super, super, super sweet moment where they eating peanuts and they throwing peanuts, and it's really nice. It's really fucking nice. But the biggest thing is not this episode. The biggest thing is next episode you're gonna see. So what happened is, they start talking and there's a really nice moment, really nice connection. Jake is aware of what Boyle said, which is possibly that he likes Amy, and he starts to be nice to her, which is finally right. But he comes in and he's like, they're sharing peanuts, and they have this really nice moments. Old calls him. Now the old called, I didn't like it because old calls Jake's and says, so this is possibly the rank, but again, the problem with this is there's no mention of the rank. There's no mention that this person outranked this person. So he calls Jake and he's like, hey, good news, I found somebody to replace you. And Jake's like, yeah, but it's not going to be necessary. You don't need to replace me, we're good. And Old says, you call, no problem. Why is that so cool? Well, because he wants to spend more time with Amy. And then Old will tell Amy that Jake lied to her. And he could have... Jake lied to her, and he could have gotten them out of this, but he preferred to stay together. And Amy, instead of being mad at Jake for ruining the night, she kind of don't mind. I think that Amy likes Jake, and she thinks that Jake likes her, right? There's a possibility. Okay, so there's a possibility that Amy know that Jake is bullying her because he likes her. There's a small possibility, but it's not confirmed. So. I'm at 14% battery, so I'm gonna have to stop soon. And that is the episode. They said, oh yeah, there's also a stripper that dances for Amy. So it's super funny. There's a really cool moment where they arrest the culprits, and they pretend like they're a couple, and then they break up, and then the criminals like, I'm really happy that you guys are back together. That's a really cool moment. That's a really, really cool moment. My breath together. Jake calls it a good date, which is kind of funny. And that's pretty much it. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna do another episode. Yep, I'm gonna do another episode. I'm gonna stop this because I have to charge these batteries also. But yeah, that's pretty good.